The ideological war going on in America is no longer between Democrats and Republicans. This is an outdated view, and it's very important that people realize this. The war is actually between the ruling class and the American people. The establishment elites in government, big tech, and big pharma consist of both Democrats and Republicans, though the majority are Democrats, and all they are concerned about is money and power. They told us repeatedly throughout the COVID pandemic that we need to make sacrifices for the safety of others, while the ruling class themselves didn't have to sacrifice anything. We were expected to receive the injection that put money in the pockets of the elites, and other effective treatments were therefore shunned by the establishment. Many people who expressed support for other remedies with a high success rate were censored. It seemed COVID was all we heard about until the day Russia started invading Ukraine, when COVID nearly vanished completely from the press, despite a continuation of the pandemic on some level. For the following weeks, it seemed all we heard was the overly pro-Ukraine narrative pushed by the mainstream. While our federal government sends billions of dollars at a time over to Ukraine, Americans are unable to feed their babies to the point that there are actually babies being treated for malnutrition. We're told that we need to make sacrifices for a nation overseas, while once again, the elites don't have to sacrifice anything. There are some false narratives about Ukraine, which I'll talk about in a separate video because I want to stick to the point. But basically, the extent to which we should support Ukraine is limited to advocacy for the Ukrainian people, as well as for the Ukrainian government's successful defense against Putin and Russia. The idea that we should be 100% okay with astronomical gas prices and supply shortages for the sake of Ukraine is nothing more than a power grab by the wealthy elites. Again, American politics is no longer about Democrat versus Republican. Many liberals still think of the entire ruling class as wealthy white Republicans, and many uninformed conservatives believe it consists exclusively of Democrats. The falsehood of the latter is evident in the fact that the ruling class loves Mitt Romney, an establishment Republican, while they censor Tulsi Gabbard, a non-establishment Democrat. The American majority needs to start supporting and voting for the candidates who serve the people, and against those who only serve themselves and their colleagues in government.